Day 16 on my banana island all by myself, eating my bananas. Um, or drinking them, should I say. You know, when you do things like this, then quite often you're by yourself. You know, everyone else around you is doing something different, and quite often that gives you a perspective. You're able to sort of observe from a different perspective when you start doing things differently to other people. You know, so I'm looking around me and everybody doing their thing, and when you're not focused, when you don't have all that energy focused on food and your next meal and looking forward to your next meal and things like that, then you know it's just like zen like. You know, it's just this state of like zen. It's just this banana state, right? What do they call it? Banana Republic. So yeah, so I'm on a banana island, but I know there's other people out there doing it. There's a guy I think on day one from Germany. Said he just bought his 40-kilogram box of bananas and he was doing it too. So if you're watching, let me know how you're getting on, or did you decide against it? You know, it's pretty cold, especially in Germany this time of year. So might have wanted something hot, and I don't blame you. So, you know, if you didn't do it, let us know anyway. It doesn't matter. So yeah. Anyway, um, some stuff that they don't teach you in school. Because I look around me and I see a lot of people sweating the small stuff. A lot of people making mountains out of molehills. You know, creating dramas out of nothing. And because people don't have a strategy. You know, most people don't have a strategy to live their lives, to deal with things when they happen. When things don't go your way, how do you deal with them? You know? A lot of people just don't know, because this is stuff, again, I keep on thinking about all this stuff you don't get taught in school, and I'm looking around me in the world, and you know, people aren't able to cope with small things in life, small hassles, small inconveniences. People flip out and freak out, and because you don't learn it in school unless you actually are kind of conscious and you go and seek it out. You don't find it, then you don't have a good strategy for dealing with stuff, for dealing with your stuff, for dealing with when people don't agree with you, or dealing with when something goes wrong, you want to blame someone for it when you know it's not really their fault or whatever. You know, how do you deal with that sort of stuff? And you've got to have a strategy. You've got to have a strategy, and so what I'm going to give you now is a strategy. Is actually a 4-power question strategy to not make mountains out of molehills, but to actually turn them into something even more beautiful, right? What's more beautiful than the mountain? I don't know. Mountains are beautiful too, huh? But to turn the small stuff that you make into big stuff, to actually turn it around and empower you in some way. And let me give you an example. So the other day I was sitting there writing an article, and I spent like an hour on it. My literary masterpiece it was, you know. And then Victoria called me away to do something. So I'm just finishing it off. She said, look, this will only take a minute. So I said, okay. So I didn't save my work. I didn't publish it. I just put my laptop down, and I went and helped her with something. And I came back to it, and my site had automatically closed. And my work was completely gone. It was lost. So for a moment I felt the frustration rise up in me, the hour of work, and I was happy with what I'd written and everything. And that had gone, right? So straight away I felt the frustration coming up, the annoyance of it, and then the want to blame, the want to go, you know, if she didn't call me away, I would have still had this work. I told her, and then the thought of like, well, actually, it's your fault. And then I started beating myself up. This all happened within the space of about 3 or 4 seconds. And then I started beating myself up about it. About I should have saved it. I should have published it. I should have, you know, maybe did something else with it or something. And then I just then what came in was my strategy. My strategy took over of the 4 questions. When it does that when it knows when something like this comes up. And it just like comes in, cuts all the blame and all that rubbish and drama in half, and it takes over. And I start asking myself a series of questions, very powerful 4 questions. And the first question is, what else could this mean? So I sat there, and the frustration was coming. I said, what else could this mean? As soon as I asked that question, the frustration stopped while I was thinking, what else could this mean? And so the meaning I was giving it to was, I need to blame someone, whether it's somebody else or whether it's myself. I need to blame someone for this, right? So what else could this mean? This could mean that I need to actually take responsibility, not to blame someone else and not to blame myself, but just take responsibility. Because some people think that actually, realizing something is your own fault or blaming yourself is actually taking responsibility, but it's not. That's just blame consciousness. Whether you're blaming someone else or blaming yourself, it's actually the same thing, because it's actually a level of consciousness that we can dip into under stress. And so I realized that, okay, what else could this mean? Is actually you need to just take responsibility for it and use my strategy, because this is actually going to bring something better out of it. Second question then came to me, and straight away the frustration started to fall away, dissolve. And then the second question came up, and the second question is, what can I learn from this? Okay, what can I learn from this? So straight away I'm thinking, okay, this is a learning, what can I learn from this? And I thought, oh, well, in the future, maybe I can actually write my articles, my blogs and things in a Word document and then save it every paragraph. It automatically saves anyway. Why don't I do that? I don't know, but now I do. So straight away I got a learning. There's a reason for that to happen. The meaning was I need to start doing this. So that's where I learned, okay, so I need to put them in a Word document instead of just writing them and hoping that my computer doesn't shut down or something, right? And then the third question was, how can I integrate this into my life right now? So what can I do? Okay, how can I integrate this into my life right now? I'll open a Word document. So I open a Word document and I started straight away writing my blog again, just writing it again, just straight away. Open the Word document, okay, here it is. This is how I'm integrating, I'm actually taking action right now in the moment. I'm making this shift. So it's not just something in the head, right? And then the fourth question is, okay, well, how can I empower others with this event, this thing that happened, this experience? And then it came to me, write a blog post about it, make a video about it. And then actually show people that there is a strategy that you can use to overcome like any sort of annoyance, any disturbance. And this works for small things and big things. It works very, very well. It works for small things and big things. The thing is, if you don't use it and you only wait till something big comes along, you won't use it at all, because when the big stuff comes along, if you haven't got that strategy programmed in, then it won't work. So you actually have to train it in with little things. Little things happen day to day. Okay, go through your 4 questions. Whether something goes wrong, whether you feel like you want to blame someone for something or whatever. Go through that. And once you program it in and train it in, condition it in, then when something major happens in life, whatever it is, then it's already conditioned in there. It just takes over, and you can deal with even the big stuff in life. So questions are powerful, incredibly powerful. They will make or break you. Instead of saying like, why did this have to happen to me? That puts you straight into a poor me victim state. Instead of saying, you can say, how can I change this for the better? What empowering meaning can I give this? What can I learn from this? How can I integrate this into my life? And how can I help others or empower others with this information? Using those questions will completely transform your life. You'll stop sweating the small stuff. You'll stop turning molehills into mountains or whatever. Okay, thanks for watching. Make sure to tune in tomorrow.